Hello, I'm Malcolm Hazlitt.
And I'm Janice Baker. How would you treat pain naturally without pills and chemicals?
And the voice of an angel. That and more in this week's episode of
Our Time. Malcolm?
I'm in
You
pain.
sleep? Oh, sweet.
I'm in pain.
Do you need a massage or
Oh, more than that.
Bex, lie down?
I need a physiotherapist, and it's just... We just happen to have one handy. Graham Boyce. Hello, Graham.
Hello,
Welcome
Graham.
back.
Hi.
Oh, was that healing hands, that little...
I hope so,
little move there?
Yeah.
Welcome to Our Time, Graham.
Thank you.
We came upon you absolutely by accident through a friend, and in a conversation we had, I discovered that Graham is more than just your regular run-of-the-mill physiotherapist.
That's probably true.
Ask him how.
Right, how? Yes, please explain.
Please explain.
Please explain. I've had much more education than was good for me, and I love what I do. I kept learning and learning lots of different things.
You love what you do, mauling people.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I do very physical work. None of it hurts, almost, and nothing that I do should hurt somebody. And I never crack people's backs.
That's more chiropractic, isn't it, when they crack things?
Oh, well, Adelaide was well known for its manipulative therapy in the 1990s. It was a world centre, and that's kind of what I was going to talk about today, because all that's changed, and there are fashions in physiotherapy, and from the 70s to the 90s it was cracking people's backs.
Right.
And Adelaide was a world leader in that.
And Graham, was it also working muscles, making them work rather than people not making them work, if you know what I mean?
That was a small part. At the end of the 90s, they, for various reasons, decided that cracking your back didn't do anything at all, and perhaps they're right. And the fashion became to put people on exercises. So for the next 15 years, exercise therapy is what you would get from your physio.
Right.
Over the last
what was the logic with that, though? Was it to pump more blood into the muscle, or what was behind that?
The logic was that people complained less when they were doing exercise. They experienced less pain. Yes, probably the means that happened was probably blood flow, and...
Because if something's working, at least there's some repair to the damage that's been done.
If you keep it moving, it'll stay moving.
But you've really taken that knowledge further because of other studies that you did.
Yeah.
And you have a Bachelor of Applied Science. What does that really mean? Was that from here, or was that...
No, that's here. I studied... I was at the Institute of Technology for its last year, then it became the University of South Australia, and I finished my degree in 1994.
But you weren't satisfied with that, so you went further.
No, that was always just the beginning for me. For the next 10 years, I studied out of a school in Seattle for manual therapy, which is using your hands to unbend people and unwrinkle and uncrease people and get the tissues working.
So when you see somebody and somebody comes to you with a complaint, how do you approach that? What do you do? Is it a feeling you get about them? Is there?
Oh yeah. Well,
you don't wave fish over them. We should clear that point
I
up.
do not. I don't.
Wave
and I don't.
fish?
Well, you know that.
You know, or beat them with sticks like the Crows Club used to have done.
Okay.
That's no. I probably do have a bit of an intuition about it, but I have always tried to find a scientific reason why to do them. And I guess probably one of the biggest differences about what I do is that I take almost a physician's systems review. I don't use it anymore, but I learned on a form which has 175 questions that relate to all aspects of different systems of the body. And in Seattle, we were taught to create a picture of the person's physiology at the time that they see you, But instead of looking for a drug solution or a surgical solution, we were going to design a sort of a manual therapy thing. We were going to manipulate the tissues and influence the nerves and undo reflexes of tightness.
And make the body heal itself, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you've just touched on a couple of things. So if you go to the GP, it's or write you a script for a pill. Well, that's a chemical therapy, but it doesn't necessarily fix the problem. I mean, in not decrying anybody doing anything that helps
and I
people
never discourage that ever.
No, but the reality is that's the way in most cases of treatment, isn't it? I mean, everybody goes to the doctor to get a script.
Yeah.
And if you walk away without a script, you think your doctor hasn't treated you properly. So you've brought in some pictures that will sort of help us understand what we're talking about.
That picture, nice and colourful, is all of those round circles are nerve cells.
So they're the ones with the arrows leading from them?
Yeah, the arrows are showing the direction that the little dots are going in. And they are sending, the little dots are messages that one nerve cell sends to another nerve cell. And it's just a picture to show that they go both ways and from one to another and also within themselves. Nerves talk to themselves all the time. But the little channels...
Now I understand why I talk to myself.
Yeah, it's a good
I'm just
idea.
nervous.
No.
That's right.
Okay, and these are some of your handmade drawings. So here is a nerve going from a muscle, is that correct?
This is supposed to represent a nerve cell in the bones, which is supposed to be the backbone.
Yep.
And so
on the right-hand side of the screen.
Yep. And the nerves that come out of the back and go to the tissues such as the muscles, bones and skin, nourish those tissues. And in the next picture, if those are squashed, those little messages that were the little dots in the first shot, they don't get down there, and those dots are what helps keep our tissues alive. It's like a nutritive function of nerves. If the nerves are squashed, then that doesn't work. And the nerves don't send messages and they don't get messages. So
this would be like, you know, when you put your hand in hot water and you feel it just takes that second or so before it reaches you.
Oh, that's different though.
Is that not on the same system?
No, this is slow. Those are the electrical messages and they're very fast, but these messages take days to get from one end to the other.
So how do you unpinch that nerve then? Say, like if I said like, oh God, that really, I could feel that catching in my back.
Yeah, well, I looked at the tissues and you can see that sometimes the muscles and skin are degenerated or they feel sort of less vital than the other side, and you know that's the area. So if you know where they come from, then that's where you aim your treatment.
So are you feeling, when you start treating people, are you feeling heat in those areas, or are you feeling lumps?
Can do, but lumps, yeah. Lumps. I feel for ropey, stringy muscles and a loss of holes in people's muscles tell me that there's something wrong there. So
if somebody is feeling uncomfortable, their first port of call would generally be, I guess, a GP?
They can, but they don't have to.
No. Or wouldn't they normally just go to a physio?
Well, you really,
well, I do. I mean, that's what I would do, is just go to a physio.
But you're self-diagnosing that's the medical practitioner you'd need.
Yeah, that's the point. But physios are primary contacts for the public.
Okay. And you were saying to me before that there's a sort of a feeling where you more or less, your profession is becoming more like psychologists rather than physical practitioners.
That is another story, but yeah.
Make it quick.
Yeah, because they've decided that exercises don't even help chronic pain, and so without thinking of the kind of stuff that I've learned, and I'm not the only one, they've decided to teach a new generation of physiotherapists counselling skills and psychological skills to help people come to terms with the fact that their pain may never go away. But I've never really accepted that.
I wouldn't. But
the human body really is made to repair itself, so one would assume that it should be able to happen.
Yeah.
So is my Pilates helping me? Am I doing it for nothing?
I like Pilates. I think it's really an excellent exercise. I wouldn't encourage anyone to stop their activities.
No.
So a good message for people is always keep your body working, and if you really are having pain, go and see a professional who understands what they're doing. There are people who think like you think all over the country, aren't there?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So how do we find you?
Oh, wow.
Is it Google? Is it?
That is a good question. Word of mouth, I'm afraid, is the best.
Well, that's true. That's how I found you, in fact. And look, there's so many other strings to your bow, including the fact that you have a hobby in tailoring.
Yes.
That you also repair. We can see the suit you've made for yourself. And that you should have brought it. We could have had a fashion parade.
We could have. Next
but
time.
I didn't.
Tell me about the rowing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But make that quick too.
I do volunteer work for Unley High. The kids smash the boats up and we fix them up.
Is that right?
See, what an interesting man. You see, you just never know who you're going to talk to or meet when you go and have some sort of physical repair to your body.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Now, stay around for a little while because we have the voice of an angel coming up. Well, now, as promised, the voice of an angel. Do you want to do the honours?
Let me introduce Josh Angeles.
In a city of strangers, I've got a family of friends. No matter what rocks and brambles fill the way, I know that they will stay until the end. I feel a hand holding my hand. It's not a hand you can see, but on the road to the promised land, this hand will shepherd me through delight and despair, holding tight and always there. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. It's not that I don't want a lot, or hope for more, or dream of more, but giving thanks for what I've got makes me so much happier than keeping score in a world that can bring pain. I will still take each chance, for I believe that whatever the terrain, our feet can learn to dance. Whatever stone life may sling, we can moan or we can sing. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. Truly blessed and duly grateful.
Fantastic.
Please sit
Josh,
down, Josh.
Lovely.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
very
Thank
much.
you.
Welcome to our time.
Oh,
That's your first time on telly singing a song, isn't it?
yes, it was. I was a bit nervous, but you
didn't show
there's
up.
always a first for everything.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
you
exactly
know,
right.
a couple of weeks ago we talked to David Gauci and we did the phone interview with John. Who had written both that song and all the other things that were in the show, which was called
It's only life.
And obviously it's finished because the whole thing is over now. But let's just talk about how you came to Australia.
Well, my whole family migrated over here back in 2006. And, you know, the main reason why we did that is because of, you know, my family wanting to give us the opportunity for a, you know, first world country education, and that a degree that will be recognised globally, and for us to have a, you know, solid foundation for the future, basically.
Now, when you say us...
Yes, how many are in the family?
I've got 3 sisters, so 1 older one and 2 younger ones,
And you're the only...
I am.
And do they spoil you?
Well, I think I spoil them a little bit, but they don't recognise that. They don't appreciate it.
He cooked them all dinner last night.
No,
yeah, I did.
So, Josh, it's interesting that, in a way, you've got to pay back to your parents.
Yeah.
Because this isn't what you're learning to be, a performer, is it?
Well, I mean, I don't mind what I do, which is engineering. But my true passion and love is, you know, the performing arts, which is what I do on the side of everything. So,
but when you have time.
When I have time, of course,
But you've been working in all sorts of both community shows and amateur theatre shows.
Yes, I have been.
Basically the whole time.
Yeah.
But the other side of your life with your family is also in the church, isn't it?
Yes. So I started out singing in church, actually.
We all did that. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like everyone would have.
Well, I think there was a time in our time where churches were the places that really young people learnt to do these things. In youth groups, or mine was Christian Endeavour. And you're with the Catholic Church, aren't you?
Yeah, St Augustine's Parish in Salisbury.
Okay, so people can actually hear you sing in church.
Yeah, so I sing with a Filipino community. We're all a big family, and we come every Sunday, do a 1-hour rehearsal, and then we go.
What is it with Filipino people singing?
Yeah, we love to do it. There's 3 things we love to do: basketball, hip hop, and singing.
So
those are the 3 things.
Do your sisters sing though?
Yes, all of us sing.
Right? Are they following their path?
Well, not really. My older sister is more business minded, so she's got her own business. She works for Mars in marketing, I'm pretty sure. She just moved to Melbourne. My younger sister is an accomplished dancer, and she just started out with a lot of schools teaching hip-hop. And my younger sister, who's only 13 years old, she's about to start high school, and she loves the arts as well. She always does community theatre with Adelaide Youth Theatre, Pelican Productions, you know, all of those guys. And,
The thing is, seeing you in the show, and I did come and see the show, Josh virtually got a standing ovation for that song and another one.
Not surprised.
Where it just blew the whole audience away, because you had a lovely gentleness, but we understood the song because it was coming out your face.
Yeah.
And you know, we often say people are born with talent, but nobody really quite understands what that is, because you've got to nurture your talent in some way.
Yeah.
And obviously the work in the church has been helpful for
it
that,
has been,
to give you an ongoing sort of support. And then doing the musicals and things has given you a broader base to your music.
Yeah, definitely.
If we could just wave a magic wand right now, what would you like to be doing in 5 years' time?
In 5 years' time? Oh, that's a hard question. Well, I would definitely love to give career in performing arts a go before I settle down. But I would love to be in real estate.
Settle down to do what?
Real estate?
Real estate, yeah.
What are you doing an engineering degree for then?
Well, that's the thing. Growing up, I used to love planes and cars and stuff, and then going through high school, I was...
You're just a mixed up kid, I
I was fairly good at maths, so I just thought, okay, I like planes, I like maths, I'll just do engineering.
I think we all hate you already. I think we do. Well, but isn't that... You're 20, aren't you?
Yes, I'm 20 years old.
See, at 20 years old, you really got your life before you with all the choices and all the things.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, if some producers watching this show or a director interstate, I'm sure they'd be ringing up and talking to you to find out a bit more about you.
Yeah.
Because I can see a lot of characters that are written in all sorts of shows that would really work for you.
And is it worth, though, going into one of these academies like NIDA or...
Whopper and
is it? I mean, have you thought about that at all?
I definitely have for the past 2 years. Yeah,
well,
definitely.
Whopper in Perth, they would probably gobble you up very quickly. Because they audition here with us every year, and seeing the sort of people that they're picking up, but that's like going to uni all over again.
That's
so yet another 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
You're virtually industry ready. Having seen you work, and having seen something else I've just remembered I saw you in, having seen your work, it's really quite clear that you could move into the professional side of the industry.
Yeah.
Really
Can you
quickly.
dance?
Yes, I do love to dance too. That's also I love to dance.
See, tell us about your audition for the show, because they made you do 2 acting pieces.
Yes. Actually, it was a very intimidating and scary audition. That was one of the scariest ones because they gave me a bunch of scenarios to pick from and to just do an improv.
And one was turning up at a railway station with an airline ticket?
Yeah, and one of them was, the one I picked was, I think I was an owner of a catering company, and I had to tell the guests that, you know, the food has something wrong with it. And basically I did a whole like little 5-minute thing where I put on an accent and I just kept going.
What accent?
I put on an Indian accent and I pretended I was, you know, there was someone, someone put something in the curry that was wrong, and there was, you know, guests that are having some troubles with their tummies. So I just made, I don't know, it was just, I grew up doing accents. That's why I've never done acting, but I've always been sort of the joker of the family where I put on characters and whatnot.
Well, see, talking to David, what you did is what got you the job in the show. Because it was fresh and just off the top of your head, and it really worked.
Funny.
Well, can you stay around for a minute? Because our first guest is coming back, and I'm sure we'll find out a bit more about...
Yes, don't be
he
so
might
hard.
Even... Oh, sorry.
No, it's my job,
I thought you liked it to be...
No, gentle.
Okay, sorry. We'll be back in a tick. Excuse us. Two very interesting guests.
Well, did you hear that in my voice? I'm just warming up for a song.
Fabulous. You could do a duet together.
Working on it.
Grandma and grandson.
Oh, stop. I'm not.
Graham, we were talking before, in your segment, we were just talking about what is it you actually do? In a nutshell, what you actually do.
I'm registered as a physiotherapist, but my studies, particularly overseas, were in osteopathy. I use osteopathic techniques. It's always been tricky because there's 2 kinds of osteopathy, and we have one kind here. Where I study is in America, and that's slightly different. An osteopath here would recognise it, though.
Yes, so in a nutshell, it's really you're trying to cure pain.
Yeah.
Through natural means.
Yeah.
Is a simple thing.
Yeah. Whatever I can find. It's not just osteopathy.
Yes, it's all the other, do I feel this? And we were just talking about that too.
Yeah.
Do you know, I used to go to a masseur who used to play with your feet and do all the pressure point stuff with your feet, and he'd say, oh, you've got a sore something. And he was always right. I was always amazed. You were saying you can feel that sort of knottiness.
Yeah, and if you know where that bit's connected to the brain in the middle and stuff, you can...
I thought you were going to go knee bone's connected to the thigh bone. You don't sing that as something in church. You hear the word of the Lord at the end. So, Joshua, with your career going forward in life, I suppose, when do you finish the studies that you're currently on?
Well, I finished this year. I'm studying part-time just to finish a couple subjects I deferred during my honours last year, which was really busy.
Because you were too busy doing the other things.
Yeah, the other things I love. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, after this year, I'm going to come to a crossroads where I'm like, I can do engineering, real estate, or go performing.
Well, Sadie, who was on the program last week,
we'll give you her number.
She could help you out. I guess.
So I really want to do real estate investing, as a later on plan, I guess, like my long-term plan.
When he's all grown up.
Well, now the truth is, we've got to tell you, we recorded a little bit of Joshua before because we couldn't show you the entire song then, but we're going to show you a bit more of Joshua singing as we say goodbye to you. But don't forget, you can find us on Facebook. You just Facebook and YouTube. Good girl. And what's the address?
Oh, don't ask me that. I can never
it's
remember.
Our Time TV channel.
That's
and you can see some of the episodes that you may have missed. Or, of course, you can go to the platforms on all the community stations around Australia and you'll find us sitting there somewhere amongst all the programs. You just watch us on demand.
We'll be there.
We'll be there. So until next time, keep yourselves nice till then. Thank you very much to Josh
Thank you
and
so
to
much,
Graham.
Graham.
Hope to see you again. Hope to see you next time too.
Yes, take care.
And here's Josh again.
I've got a roof over my head. I've got a warm place to sleep.